Hey guys, I'm cmasupra and welcome to my first Battlefield Hardline video. If you don't know what this game is, it is basically Battlefield 4, but instead of two armies facing each other, it is cops versus robbers. Now this game is currently in closed beta, and I did manage to get into the closed beta, so what I want to do in this video is show you guys one of the better matches that I've had in Battlefield Hardline, playing on my own the past couple of days, as well as talk a bit about how this game plays, is it any good, should you pre-order it, things like that. So right off the bat here, you can see that I've already encountered a whole bunch of enemies, and I did not cut any footage off from the beginning of this video. The beginning of this video was the beginning of this game, and the fact that I've already encountered a bunch of enemies means one thing. The map is really small. In fact, I am already at the enemy vault, which is kinda sort of the enemy base. Right here, the truck you see in front of you right there is the enemy vault, but I'll explain a bit more about what the vault is once I get to the game mode. Right now I want to talk about how the map is just so small. The map is really small. It's smaller than any map that I've played in any other previous Battlefield game. Even Battlefield Bad Company 2, with its relatively small maps, still had bigger maps than Battlefield Hardline does with this one single map. I do believe that this small map is indicative of how other maps will be when this game is fully released, and it does... I think it's because this game just lends itself more to small maps. It's more of a close-in fighting kind of game. The maps are going to be small as well. It's a bit of a rush game, like you're supposed to rush with vehicles to get money and bring it over to your vault, things like that. I know I still haven't explained what the vault is, but I'll get to that. But this game does seem to lend itself more towards the small map rushing kind of style, kind of like Call of Duty meets Battlefield. It has the Battlefield feel, but the Call of Duty size and pacing, I guess you could say, things like that. So now I should explain the game mode that I'm playing. So there are two game modes in Battlefield Hardline. First is the Heist game mode, which I am not playing, and second is the Blood Money game mode, which I am playing. The objective in Blood Money is to... well, it's for the criminals and the cops to take money from a pile sitting in the middle of the map to their respective vaults, and their vaults are at opposite ends of the map, so it's basically a fight over the money sitting in the middle of the map. And what I've done here is I've taken a vehicle, which is the best vehicle in the game. The cops get one, the criminals get one. I'm in the one that we have. And I am using this vehicle sitting at the enemy vault, waiting for enemies to try to bring money to their vault, and then I'll kill them before they can do it, and then I will take their money and deliver it to my vault, which is what I'm doing here. Although there's a motorcycle I have to kill. Now it's dead. Alright, let's take the money to my vault. So the way I got money was, if you're carrying money, whether you're friendly or enemy, if you die, you will drop your money, and anybody can then pick up your money, and that's what I did with an enemy's money. I killed him, and then took his money, and now I'm going to my vault, as you can see here, and I'm going to drop it off in my vault once I am sure that I won't die by leaving this vehicle, because I don't want to die by leaving the vehicle, obviously. You're more vulnerable as infantry in this game. Now, as I was delivering the money to the vault, you might have noticed that there was actually an enemy inside of our vault. You can get inside the enemy vault. It doesn't really do any good except to keep you hidden from the enemy until they go behind their vault. I don't recommend doing it, but you can do it. Just something you can do, worth mentioning. Luckily, a teammate killed him for me. I didn't die. I just got lucky there. I probably should have died, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't. But now I'm back in this vehicle. I just killed an enemy SUV, which is not quite as good as this vehicle. I don't think it has a very damaging gun. I think it's just a machine gun. But it's dead, and now I'm going back to the enemy vault to once again protect the enemy vault from any enemies, so that they don't drop off their money in the vault. Now I should mention that even if they do get money in their vault, which they currently do have some, they currently have $0.4 million in their vault, as you can see at the bottom left corner just above the minimap. I can take the money out of their vault and then take it to mine. However, taking the money out of a vault or out of the middle pile of cash sitting in the middle of the map is actually very time consuming. It takes a few seconds to grab $100,000 at a time. You can carry up to $500,000 at a time. You can see me here grabbing 200,000 instantly, and that is because I killed somebody, or one of my teammates killed them rather, and then I picked up their money, and because it was just laying on the ground, I could pick it up instantly. If it is in a vault or in the middle money pile, then you cannot pick it up instantly, but it was on the ground, so you can pick it up instantly. And so I now have $200,000. I'm trying to kill some people here, because I saw them running up with a motorcycle and a sedan. I killed one of the guys, the other guy jumped off the left side of the bridge, I believe, but at least one of them is dead. I do have some teammates guarding the enemy vault, keeping enemies away from it, so I'm trying to make sure it's safe here. Yeah, there are a bunch of friendlies here, so I decide to take my 200,000, which is not the most I can carry, but it's some money at least, which is better than nothing. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go to our vault and once again deliver the money just like I did earlier. The enemies are also taking money from our vault at the same time, just coincidentally, so it's a perfect time to go back to my vault. I can protect it, and I can put money in it. Now, you did see a crane in the way there, that's why I had to jump off the bridge. The crane is a dynamic thing in this map. It's just like the building falling in Battlefield 4 in that one map, whatever the heck it was called, I don't even know. But it's just like that. It's a predetermined falling event that is really nothing special, but it does change the way the map is played, and the crane in this map does block one of the paths for vehicles. That's why I had to jump off the bridge. But I'm down here at the same level as our vault, and you saw me lower those bollards there. I do recommend keeping the bollards up if you are at your vault. You always want them to be up so enemy vehicles don't get into your vault, because it is much easier to kill somebody on foot than somebody in a vehicle. So the bollards should usually be up on your vault, but I put them down because I wanted to get this vehicle in there so I didn't have to run as far to put the money into our vault. So I think now is a good time to explain how this game feels, how it plays, things like that. I was talking a bit earlier about how the map size is smaller, the game lends itself more to close-in fighting, and putting the bollards down here so I can get the vehicle out. But it lends itself more to close-in fighting, and the maps are smaller. The guns actually have a pretty big recoil amount on them compared to guns in Battlefield 3, so it is harder to make long-range shots, I've noticed in this game. I don't know if it was that way in Battlefield 4 or not, because I never actually played the game, but it is a lot harder to make long-range shots than it was in Battlefield 3. So that part of it makes it also lean more towards the close-in fighting, and it's kind of like Call of Duty meets Battlefield. It's still a Battlefield feel and gameplay, but it is a Call of Duty pacing, I guess. There is a 20-minute timer, as you can see at the bottom left corner just above the minimap. It's limited to 20 minutes, so that's the longest any match can last in Battlefield Hardline, which is actually a lot shorter than most matches in previous Battlefield games. I mean, if you've been subscribed to me and watching my Battlefield videos, which don't come out too often, but every once in a while, you'll know that they're usually 45 minutes or longer, and so matches in Battlefield 3, Battlefield 2142, probably Battlefield 4 as well, you normally last quite a while, but in Battlefield Hardline, they're limited to 20 minutes flat. They cannot last any longer, and so it is more of a faster-paced game. Will you like that? I don't know. That is up to each individual person. I find myself liking it, but it's not as much fun as one of the other Battlefield games with bigger maps, or a Call of Duty game with smaller maps. I think Call of Duty does the small map idea better than Battlefield Hardline, but Battlefield Hardline is fun in its own way for a while. I have found myself getting bored of this game at times. I can only play for a few hours before getting bored. Normally, if I'm playing a game, I can play many hours in a row and not get bored, but Battlefield Hardline, I find myself more getting bored pretty quickly, but it may have something to do with the fact that it is closed beta. There's only one map, there's only 2 game modes. It may have something to do with that, I don't know. Maybe it'll be different when the game fully releases. Maybe there'll be maps of different sizes when the map fully releases. I don't know. There is no way to know unless EA tells us. But, I don't know. I just find myself not enjoying this game as much as a real Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 2142 game, just because the pacing is faster. Hello there, enemy in the elevator. You are now dead. Which brings up the next topic I want to talk about, the gun, or the class that I'm using. So there are 4 classes in this game. There's the Assault class, like in Battlefield 3. There's the Engineer class, like in Battlefield 3. There's the Light Machine Gun class with ammo, like in Battlefield 3. Then there's also a Sniper class, which only gets snipers, and then also has a submachine gun pistol-like thing as its secondary gun. It's the Tech 9. The Sniper class does not get spawn beacons, so there are no spawn beacons in this game. You also cannot spawn... No, what am I saying? You can spawn in squad mates. What am I saying? Why was I about to say that? I don't know. But there are no spawn beacons, so it's a nice change, I would say. The lack of spawn beacons is quite nice. Actually, let me talk about what I'm doing here. As you can see, I am taking money from the central money pile here, and you can see how slowly it is, or how slow it is to get $100,000. You have to fill up the circle each time you want $100,000. I'm going to fill it up to 500,000. Takes quite a while to get all the cash if it's not just laying on the ground. But I am maxed out now, and so the next thing I want to do is go with my teammate here once he starts running. There we go. And we're going to go back to our vault and deliver the cash. He's probably carrying 500,000. I'm carrying 500,000. That's $1 million in total. That is a fifth of the goal because you need 5 million to win the game. Now, going back to what I was saying about the classes, I am using the engineer class, which has anti-tank, but it has a worse anti-infantry gun as a result. I have noticed that it is actually still a decent class, but most people are using a more anti-infantry class. Most people don't have much anti-tank going on in this game, I've noticed, because it does seem to be more of an infantry-oriented game, and so most people are using an assault class or some other anti-infantry class. But I go with the engineer class because I'm one of the few people who'd be able to counter a vehicle or repair a vehicle, and thus be a bit more useful to my team. And I find that the gun I'm using, which is the P90, to be sufficient in this game because of the small map size. The P90 is stable while firing down the sights, aiming down the sights. It is also a high rate of fire, high magazine count gun. As you can see, I have 51 rounds in the magazine, which is actually an extended magazine. Normally it's 41 or 40 if you don't have a gun, or rather a bullet in the chamber. So, I like the gun. I'm also using a silencer on it, so I don't appear on minimaps when I fire, things like that. I think it's a pretty decent gun, and so I use the engineer class in this game, although I have found the assault class and other anti-infantry classes to actually be pretty decent in this game, so I can fully understand why people use those classes. Can I kill this guy? Wow. I did not deserve to kill that guy. He definitely got the jump on me. He was shooting me as I was falling from the parachute, and I don't know what happened. Maybe he was reloading or something. I was left with 10 health, and I managed to kill him. And I would not have killed him if I didn't have the extended mag on this thing, because I did only have 8 rounds left in this gun when I killed him, so the extended mag was quite nice. There is an enemy at the enemy vault here, which is where I am, by the way, because I want to steal money from the enemy vault. But I'm trying to kill the guy. I've used a grenade to force him to move. There he is, and I finally killed him, although I'm getting shot at from above on the slope. So let's go behind the cop car and wait for the guy to come down the slope, and then I will kill him. I am sitting at only 13% health right now, which is really low. So, while I'm doing this, I'm not paying attention to my surroundings, and I get knifed, so that's just wonderful. But I currently do have a pretty good KD going on. I don't know what it is right now, but it's a pretty good one. You'll see it was pretty good towards the end of this game, or this video, rather. One thing I do want to talk about is progression and leveling up, things like that. Progression is not really linear in this game. So normally you earn 100 points if you get a kill, or 25 points for reviving somebody on your squad, or things like that. Normally you'd earn points. In this game you earn cash instead of points, unlike in previous Battlefield games, and you use the cash to buy whatever the heck you want. If you want a tactical light on your gun, you can buy yourself a tactical light and bypass anything that comes before it. You can use the cash to buy whatever the heck you want. And that means that progression is not linear. You can pick what you want to unlock first before other things, and it's kind of an interesting thing with Battlefield compared to previous Battlefield games. I must say I like it, but at the same time it does make progressing or leveling up not as rewarding in my mind, because you don't really get anything out of it, because you already will have whatever the heck you want. If you know what I mean, because you can afford things pretty easily in this game, it seems. So anyways, that was the end of that game. I went 14-4, 14 kills, 4 deaths, and I also got MVP for my team. I am the highest ranking, or the highest ranked person on my team on the scoreboard, so that was nice. MVP for my team, and a decent KD, over 3 KD. Although 10 of those kills were from the vehicle at the beginning of the game, because I was driving the best vehicle in the game. But still, nice KD, right? So I think that's going to do it for this video. I think I've explained the feel of the game. Should you pre-order it? Should you buy it? Things like that. Like I said, I did get bored of this game after a couple of hours of playing. I can only play for a couple hours at a time, and then I need to take a break, do something else, then I can play more. I cannot play for many hours at a time like I can with a lot of games. But maybe that's just because it's a closed beta. Maybe it has something to do with the pacing of the game. I don't know. I mean, it is more of a Call of Duty paced game, but it still feels like a Battlefield game. And so use that info to make your own decision about the game as well as the price of the game. It is $60 to pre-order. I can guarantee you or EA will have a sale on Battlefield Hardline a couple months after it comes out. It will be 50% off. That's just how EA does it with their Battlefield series. So if you want to wait, you can. That's what they've done with Battlefield 3. It's what they've done with Battlefield 4. It's just what they do. So if you don't want it release day, then definitely don't pre-order it because you'll be wasting like $30 worth of money. So anyways, if you want to pre-order it, I'm not going to stop you. I may pre-order it. I'm still undecided myself, but use the info I have given you in this video to make your own decision. And I think that's going to be it for this video. So I hope you all have enjoyed it and found it helpful, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.